Getting back to basics is the simplest way to find calm in the chaos. We're always trying to do the fancy things again, like I said, but the prospective patient expects answers to his questions and a sales pitch. That's what everybody expects, a sales pitch. And the answer can sometimes sound rehearsed, as you know, but everyone's competing with everyone else to have the cleverest, most persuasive answers. Okay, back to basics. Any of you have ever played sports and everything, sometimes there's the razzle dazzle, the trick plays, and all the fancy things. Sometimes that does work. Toss it to the halfback, and then the halfback passes the quarterback as he's going around the other way and score a touchdown. That's not going to work all the time. Or a trick punt, things like that. But in practice, getting back to basics is kind of really, really important. Back to basics. So let's see where we're at. Let me go here to the okay. Now, selling impacts every person on the planet. Your ability or inability to sell, persuade, negotiate, and convince others will affect every area of your life. It will determine how well you survive. Isn't that interesting? How well you survive. Not just in practice, but in your home life, everywhere. So getting back to basics is the simplest way to find calm in the chaos. We're always trying to do the fancy things again, like I said, but hey, I need a new therapy. I need shockwave. I need to get a new decompression bed. I need to get a DRX 9000, because if I get a DRX 9000, spend 80 to 100,000, I'm going to be more confident in what I'm doing with discs. Really? Or get a Triton table for 7,000. It's what's in between our headspace. Okay. The patient doesn't know. The patient doesn't know that the brains of the decompression 7,000 is the same brains in the $80,000 machine. Okay. The prospective patient expects answers to his questions and a sales pitch. That's what everybody expects, a sales pitch. You've ever been somewhere where you get the sales pitch, and especially if you go to a gym, like a spa, like a gym, and you're like waiting for that sales pitch, and you're like, you know what, dude, just show me around, show me your facility, And the answer can sometimes sound rehearsed, as you know, but everyone's competing with everyone else to have the cleverest, most persuasive answer. So what my philosophy is, my belief is, be genuine, be yourself, because that's what they're going to love or that's what they're going to hate. So when patients come in to see me, there's this thing called ARC. Basically, you need to communicate first, communicate with them. And I always look at their paperwork, and I go, oh, let's see here. I see what they do. I see what their hobbies are. Like yesterday, I had a guy come in, bought a program, maybe because I communicate with him. I said, "Oh, your hobby's golf, huh? Well, tell me where you like to golf." So tell me. See, he was 55 years old. I'm like, so how far do you hit it now? Like when 20 years ago, I could hit like 320. Well, how far? And now I'm hitting maybe 200, 220. How far? So I start talking to him about his passion, his hobby. So now we're building an affinity, because we have a reality that we like the same thing. And because this never happens when you go to your allopathic doctor. He's never going to see if you put down a hobby. He's never going to look at, hey, let's talk about, hey, I like that same thing. Because when you get down to their level and you like the same things that they like, and you can communicate that, they're like, wow, this is cool. And maybe even joke around. I've got how I explain some things about the gut, the microbiome, and fecal transplants. You should hear how I talk about that, and I get them laughing. When you get patients laughing, then you've got some good connection there. So remember the history. When you ask about their goals, what are your goals and how did you feel? So I'm talking about weight loss on this one. You could talk about, how did you feel when you had no pain? How did you feel when you're able to go walk your dog, or, go with the grandkids or whatever? So people want the conversation to be about them. They want to be asked about what they want. So, Julie here, this is Julie. Julie, what is it that you want? Well, I just want to feel good again. I want to feel good again in a sweater. You guys, if you wear a sweater, you can tell if you got weight to lose or not. Okay, look how much better she looks here and there. See, she did one of my programs. Then I show other patients. So in a world where everyone is competing with their answers, how do you differentiate yourself from everyone else? With a question. That gives us a unique power. Questions are more important than almost answers. So listen to the patient's question. Listen to what they're saying. Let them talk. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Don't vomit over them with your knowledge about all you do, all your equipment. They don't care about that. Remember, patients want to know how much you care before they care how much you know. It's not about what you know, that you went to some college, in the Midwest. I'm a chiropractor. I went to the first college in, America. So they don't care about that. They want to know if you can help them. Okay, so if we're having this discussion 3 years from today, this is what you can ask them. And you were looking back over those 3 years, what has happened in your life for you to feel happy with your progress? What's happened? And I share stories like this with patients, and, give me pictures. So I do before and after pictures. Look at this lady, before and after. I mean, this is amazing results. Okay. This is the basic way to ask the question because it makes the potential patient think in a way they most likely haven't thought before. So you ask a question and then don't say anything until the person answers. Okay. If you say anything in there, it'll interfere with their imagination, their thoughts. Like imagine yourself. Like I had a guy come in for neuropathy. He was like 50 years old, and he traveled 2 hours to come to see me twice a week. And after he's done, I got a testimony on him. I go, so tell me the best thing that happened. Well, before he would go out hunting with his duck hunting with his grandkids and his own kids, and he walked like 50 feet, and his feet hurt so bad he had to go back to the truck. And then I got a testimonial of him being able to walk, 4 miles up the river and then 4 miles down. They call them river jumping ducks, And he said it was awesome. And so that's what he wanted. He wanted to be able to go spend time with his kids and grandkids without having pain. So let them think about that. And then, okay. And then you show a testimonial of somebody that like that you've actually been able to help. Okay. Selling impacts every person on the planet. Your ability or inability to sell, persuades, negotiates, convince others will affect every area of your life and will determine how well, again, like I said earlier, that you survive. No matter what your title or position is in life or what your role is in the company or on a team, whether you're the doctor, you're a staff person, it doesn't matter because I have had my staff save patients. Like I sold a program to a patient and they go up to the front desk. There are two, it was a husband and wife, a $7,500 program for two. And they go up to the front desk and you get a staff person that sees what you do and makes changes in people's lives. And she basically resold them the program because she said how it helped her and her family, what her mom and dad went through, and how it helped them with their heart and with their weight and with health overall. And so it's just not the doctor selling. It's the whole staff. Okay. So you want everybody on the same page that what you're doing. Okay. Now there's only one way to get anybody to do anything, and that is by making the other person want to do it. Okay. So how do you get somebody to want to do it? By talking about, okay, what's your goal? What do you want? How do you see yourself in a year? How do you see yourself in 5 months? Do you have, like, I always ask the question, are you planning on a cruise? I mean, I swear half the people are like, yeah, I'm going on a cruise. I want to look good in a bathing suit. Okay. So can you see by doing a program, if you look thinner, so you can actually get into maybe a 2-piece, you have a 1-piece, but how you get in a 2-piece. So you want to make the other person do what they want to do, not because this is good for you, this is healthy, but they can vision how it's going to feel, how they're going to look. Selling is used every day by every person on this planet. No one is excluded. Selling, it's not just a job or a career. It's essential to survival and well-being of every living individual. Your ability to do well in life depends on your ability to sell others on the things in which you believe. Okay, the Grant Cardone is a great book called Sell to Survive. You sell your kids, like I've said before. You sell your kids. You sell to your spouse, your partner. You go to a restaurant. You sell to I go to this place. I can't remember, Chipotle, and they say, okay, you want one A, B, or C? I'm like, no, I want to make it my way. And most of the time, like, okay, tell us what you want to do. So I said, no rice, no tortilla. I just want some beans and some lettuce. So I make it my way. That's more healthy. And I sold them that I wanted it this way, and they make it my way. I say, hey, if you have to charge me extra. So a minute, remember, communication, the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. Okay. The ability to get others to like you, work with you, and want to please you determines how well you survive. Selling is a way of life, like a 6-putt golfing is a sport that is a mental sport. If you're not in the game, you're not going to do very well. So this is a great one, Billy Graham. The only time my prayers are never answered is on the golf course. I mean, it's true. Golf. I go golfing because I like to be outside. I realize I'm not playing for money. I'm just playing because it's just fun to be outside in nature. So those individuals who don't want to trust their fate to pleading, wishing, praying, or hoping must learn to persuade, convince, and negotiate. Oh, please, you can, oh, please, if the patient starts to feel that you're, trying to make them do something, like I've had several associate doctors, and I've heard before, coming out and saying, hey, how'd it go? Patient goes, all he's trying to do is sell me. He just wants to sell me. He doesn't even listen to me because he was getting bonus commissions on everything he sold. And so that was leading him to try to get them to close without really getting that ARC, getting that communication with them. You can't do that. People can read you. People can read if you're trying to persuade them or convince them. Hey, if you do it today, because you came today, it's 50% off. I mean, that's just, no, you can't go that way. So what happens if you're not getting results? Does that mean the program doesn't work? No. Because I always say my program works 100% of the time. Patients will say to me, Dr. Singleton, can you guarantee your program? For weight loss or neuropathy. I say, yes, I can guarantee it if I move in with you. If I move in with you, if you got an extra room in there, if I can come in and stay with you to make sure you're doing everything right that we tell you to do, because you're going to get a booklet or binder with recipes, menu plans. If you do it right, I got to be there to coach you. I got to be there to make your food. But can I really do that? Because I have a family. I can't. But if you do what we tell you to do, and we're going to coach you every week, it's going to work 100% of the time. It always works 100% of the time. Now, how is it that some doctors can sell and some can't? You can have two doctors in the same city across the street from each other. One's doing really well and one's not. So the doctor that's not doing really well, what does he think? Oh, I'm in the bad city, so I'm going to move to a different city. The problem is if that doctor that can't sell moves to a different city, guess who goes with him? Himself. And he can't still sell. So it's him. Okay, how does it make you feel when you are trying to help them and they say no? Oh my gosh. Years ago, I remember this. I came in on a Saturday and I spent 2 hours with a patient when I started my weight loss program in 2006, showing her how I can help her, showing her all this. And after 2 hours, I went in on a day that I usually don't go in on Saturday. To spend 2 hours. You know what she said to me? You know what? I need to think about this. And I'm thinking, think about what? What the hell? I was like really upset. So I actually texted her back and said, you know what? Because you didn't take me serious, I'm not accepting you as a patient. I'm like, yeah, I'm back at you. So I'm thinking, okay, then I thought, okay, what did I do wrong here? Well, I probably was trying too hard. And I probably didn't ask her the right questions. Like, what does she want out of life? How is this going to make her feel? Those kind of things. So I had to try to change some things up because I didn't want to have that happen again. Because who likes rejection? I don't. So what happens if they say no to an adjustment to the neck if they have neck pain? Hey, can I adjust your neck? Oh, no, can't touch my neck. So you're going to need something like an activator, some other kind of a tool where you can adjust. Maybe it's a pro adjuster. Maybe it's just an activator. Here, let me just show you. Do it on a hand. Maybe she's never been adjusted before, he or she. So you just have to kind of work with them and realize, or have the patient watch you adjust another patient and have the patient say, how did that feel? Oh, that feels so much better. Okay. Can I do your neck now? Yeah. But don't rush them into trust me, I'm a doctor. Haven't hurt anybody in 20 years, whatever, So rejection is just redirection. You just have to kind of find out, get over their worries and what's going on. So rejection is not a sales issue. It's a part of the human condition and an experience or illusion created by the person experiencing it. None of us want to be rejected. Rejection that's not fun because it's like personally jabbing you. I'm rejecting you because of your whatever, your personality or whatever. And it hurts. It can hurt to our soul. So we just have to look at that and just think, okay, why did we get rejected here? Maybe I wasn't kind enough. So redirect it back to you. And I'm going to show you how so you cannot be a victim in this. Okay. I think the experience of rejection as an emotion is actually what happens when a person has low responsibility level. Okay. Low responsibility level of getting things done. I didn't get what I want. So now I'm going to feel sorry for myself. Label it rejection. Act like a victim. Ain't nothing happening to you. It's happening because of you. Okay. And of course, Yoda, he's right. Okay. Don't feel like a victim. This is the cycle, the growth cycle and the victim cycle. So as you see here, there's the victim cycle is you ignore, you ignore and then deny, blame, rationalize, resist, and hide. So there's no growth down here. So if something happens, rejection, well, you got to recognize, hey, I just got rejected. You know what? I'm going to own that. I own that rejection because it's got to be my fault. It's got to be my fault that I wasn't clear enough. Remember, the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. And then forgive yourself, forgive them. And that usually is a sign of love, loving your fellow man, loving the person next to you, loving the people. And the more you can love people, no matter what they're, whatever they are, wherever they come from, the more love you have for them, the better off and the less you're going to be rejected. Self-examine yourself, learn from this, and then take action. Okay, next time I'm going to delve deeper into what they really want and why are they here in the clinic, and because they have back pain, and what can we do to help them down the road. What is it that you want to do, without having back pain? Just things like this, communication. Okay. So we don't want to be a victim. Now, how you handle rejection is key. If you start to think less of your product or offer after being told no, then you're being sold on someone else's agenda. So when you are told no, or not yet, or I need to talk to my partner, have you been rejected? That happens a lot. I need to talk to my wife. Serious? That's just a line they use because they're not sure they want to do it right now. They're like, oh crap, this is a lot of money. If I'm charging $6,000, I need to. I don't know if that's worth it that much. Instead of them saying that, they go, I need to talk to my wife. So what I do is I say, hey, talk to your wife. So then I reschedule them to come back in for another treatment, whatever that treatment is, because I would give them time to talk to their wife. But I always want to have them when they come in, when we schedule them, to bring the significant other, because then they won't have to use that excuse. So then get a chance to go home and talk to my wife, but they come in again to get another chance to close them. So don't chase people. Be yourself. Do your own thing, and work hard. The right people, the ones who really belong in your life, will come to you and stay. Yeah. Now, so you will only feel rejection as a negative, sensation if you do not take full responsibility for the situation. Remember, take full responsibility. So when they say no, don't delegate it or equate it for rejection. Look at what you could do differently next time, like I said, to earn their business. How can you be more effective and turn this person into a patient next time? So every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected for something better. So we always learn from what's going on. So I kind of look forward to the people saying, no, probably not for me right now. So I want to find out. So is it the price? Is it the price? Yes. Or, you know what? I really have you just find out what that is, because then you can always change it. As the owner of a clinic, you can do whatever you want. You can make whatever rules you want. Okay. So take those rejections and learn from it. So the next time somebody comes around, you have different options. So you give the patient different options. So that's why I have 6 levels of pricing programs for all my programs. So they can't do the most expensive, then maybe they're going to do this less expensive. Okay. Reason for rejection. So negative surroundings. I'm thankful for those difficult people in my life. They have shown me exactly who I don't want to be. It's like, if you think anything negative, think of burning money. It's like burning money. Any negative thinking. That's why I don't listen to the news. I don't listen to talk radio anymore. It's like the same stuff over and over. I don't watch this. Oh, we need to know what's going on with Hamas and Israel. Well, do you? I mean, if you want to, go ahead. But I don't have time to listen to all that. My whole purpose is helping other doctors. I'm helping coaching and help patients do programs to help them in their life. So if I'm helping them to get better in what they want, I feel better about what I'm doing, because there's nothing good about negativity in the world. Oh, I need to know what's going on. Do you? Okay. I refrain to entertain negativity. So life's too busy and too short. So we actually have this policy in the office. If you're negative, you go home that day. So we had some trainings where we had some doctors coming in, and one of my staff was there just kind of copping a toot. And so we asked her, if you can't change, we're going to have to ask you to leave. And we needed her there. We needed her for part of the training, and she couldn't change. So we sent her home, without pay. Again, all you have to do is sit in front of the TV and see most of the negative on what's going on the planet. The problem with negativity anywhere is it's a disease, and it's contagious by nature, affecting everyone in its vicinity. There's nothing positive that comes out of this. And it basically changes. Guess what this does? It changes your microbiome. Yeah, back to this. Dr. Singh, I'm back on the microbiome. Well, it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. So your microbiome, if you're around negative, the energy from that will affect your microbiome. You're not going to digest and assimilate the food. You're going to be unhealthy. So the more positive you put in your body, the better you're going to feel. The more positive you're going to feel, the more healthy you're going to be. People who are negative, listening to all this crap about COVID, oh, there's going to be a new strain of COVID. Oh, I'm going to get COVID. Guess what? You're going to get COVID. The law of attraction. You attract what you fear. Go watch The Secret again. Go watch that little movie. You attract what you fear, and you attract positive things if you focus on positive things, and you attract negative things if you focus on negative. Potential patients will pay more for a positive attitude than they will for a great product. It will be critical to your sales success that you keep your environment positive. That includes your physical environment as well as what goes on between your ears. The movies you watch, if you're on watching, at nighttime you're doing a Netflix binge or whatever, Amazon Prime binge or something, and you're watching movies that aren't positive, that's going to affect you. It's going to affect your whole family. Okay. So you need to be the captain of your ship. You doctors, if you go in the office, because this has happened to me before. I walk in and Linda's like, "Doc, are you okay?" I go, "What? Are you okay?" Oh, and I'm thinking, as soon as she says, I'm like, "Okay, take a breath. I'm going to walk outside. I'm going to turn around, come right back in, put on my positive hat because I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you what, the more positive you are in your office and happy, better it's going to be for all your staff because your staff's going to rub off on you. Now, make it known that you will not tolerate negative thinking. No negativity allowed here. So, how do we discipline ourselves and help others to buy? So, if you go in, if any patient, like I had one guy about neuropathy, he said, "Hey, this didn't help me at all. I still have my neuropathy." Well, he didn't follow instructions. He even told his staff every time he's done with a patient or what a program or a service in our office, he goes to the bar and drinks alcohol to help his neuropathy. That's not going to help your neuropathy. So we explained it. He doesn't do the program. He doesn't do the nutritional program that we talked to him about. And he told the staff, "I'm just waiting for this to get better, but I'm not doing my part." I mean, and then he writes this negative on a Google thing. Give me 1 star. He's just that kind of a person. He's a negative person. So you can't do anything about that. I even said to him, I said, "I'll give you 15 more sessions. If you do the program the way we explained to you, I'll give you free visits." Yeah, but he wasn't willing to do the program. That's all you can do. If you're unable to deliver discipline actions with experience ups and downs in sales, lacking discipline is going to negatively impact your presentation, motivation. If you're doing a presentation to the patient in your examination, ability to predict results, follow up, and your ability to keep your pipeline full. So Zig Ziglar said, when I discipline myself to eat properly, live morally, exercise regularly, grow mentally and spiritually, and not put any drugs or alcohol in my body, I have given myself the freedom to be at my best, perform my best, and reap all the rewards that go along with it. I do these masterminds for years, and we have the top doctors that come to these. We've been to Mexico on cruise ships, the Bahamas, I mean, all these places. And I swear, 80% of the doctors, when we have a little get together, they're all getting drunk. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not, because that doesn't help your body. Because if you're doing that, it doesn't affect your brain's not going to think clearly. So if you are going to be like that, then how can you expect your patients to be up here if you're not up here? Okay. So you got to live here if you're expecting your patients to be here. Okay. Then maybe you're in the wrong profession. Maybe you should be a plumber, whatever. If you see what I'm saying. Discipline things like sleep, wake up, morning routine, when you get to work. Your morning routine, well, it's very stable that you can create. The more secure you will be, the more like a little kid, like a 1 or 2, 3-year-old, they're in a routine because they're in a nighttime bed routine. They take a bath, they comb their hair, they brush their teeth because they're used to this routine. If you get in a routine, a morning routine, like I, get up, we go hiking, go to the gym, and the way you eat, it's discipline. And if you do that, it's going to carry over into your patients. Maybe you're concerned with, sales up or down. I remember back in 2008, when not the economy, but the housing kind of went down. There are a lot of people doing well, and other people bought into that. Oh no, everything is going bad. Good times people still spend money. So when they're at the economy, anything goes down, guess what people spend money on? Like entertainment and medical, going to feel better, going to doctors. Okay. So learn to work with ethics, discipline, and a positive attitude, again, to help close patients. When people are so focused on how bad the economy is, well, it'll be hard to get patients starting on programs, unlike before. Like, well, ever since COVID, it's been hard to sell programs, right? So there's plan A, B, and C. Maybe instead of spending 10 grand on your decompression program, maybe they'll be able to spend 6,000 or 4,500. Okay. So I have these take-home kits instead of a big program. I have these take-home kits, like a 7-day cleanse, weight loss starter kit, skin, cellulite. So you have the smaller programs. Now, there's no competition, in the economy. When you are unique and you show the potential, what you have, what they need to change their life, that's all you're doing. You're showing them. Competition is always good, even though there were Weight Watchers in every corner. Because I've had doctors tell me they're going to come and do my weight loss program. There's weight loss like years ago. Like there's a Jenny Craig and there's LA Weight Loss and there's Weight Watchers. It doesn't matter because guess what? Those programs are going to work temporarily. but then the weight's going to come back because they didn't actually go after the actual reason why they couldn't lose weight. So you're going to get all these people who have been there, done that, but yet they couldn't figure it out. And then they come in to see you, and then you get to explain to them the real cause, have them fill out my symptom assessment, the real cause of why they haven't been able to lose weight. So competition is always good. You see that all over the place. Now, what do I do when the office sells an inferior or a similar same product for less? Well, what do we do? You can go out and, private label different nutritional products. They're not FDA cleared, not FDA approved. So what do you do when somebody's selling programs for cheaper? You got to be better. How are you going to be better? Yourself. You got to get yourself better. Your attitude, physical shape, what you eat, what you drink. What about the competitor who has a superior product and sells for more than you? Well, he's selling decompression for $10,000. Remember years ago, $10,000 decompression programs? Yeah, they were going like crazy. But you think you can only sell for maybe $3,500, and it's the same table. Now, how come he can do it for $10,000? You can't only think you can do it for $3,500. Okay, it's up here. What are you doing? What are you doing competing? Why are you competing? Remember, they're buying you. So the person will spend 10 grand because they bought that doctor. Person that only spent 3,500 are only going to buy you. So you need to up your game, and they're going to buy you, and then you can up your price. So remember, don't compete. Dominate with your program and product, your company, your personality, and your offer. So, you just dominate Monday through Sunday, okay? Don't compete. Dominate a sector. Like, for instance, the goal is to provide your patient with so much attention, follow-up, and service that it can't be competed with. Find a way to differentiate yourself. I mean, you remember Uber started out with you got a trip from A to B, Uber. Now they're doing Uber Eats. And now they're doing all these other things. And then I've had several doctors who have mobile chiropractic. I mean, serious? I have a couple doctors that actually go to patients' houses. They have no overhead except the car. And they have a little bus or a little van, and they put their table in there and their portable equipment, and they go into the house, and they set it up, and they work on people in their house. Okay, thinking out of the box. It works for them. People love it when you go to their house. Okay, we'll come to you. So find out what you love. Now, it's a big challenge to know your product. So you got to know your product. So be committed. Those that don't take time to study up will not be as passionate about, talking and having patients, do life-changing programs. Like I remember this doctor I went to school with. I met her at a Parker seminar in Vegas, and she always seen what I was doing. Well, Doc, I don't know about nutrition. She had the same nutrition course as I did, but I just decided that I would learn more about nutrition, what's going on out there. And so I would go to classes. And so I said, you know what? Just come to my seminar. So she came to my seminar, and she got the training. She learned from what I was explaining. The first month, she sold $12,000 in just nutritional products. She's like, oh my gosh, I could have been doing this years ago. Okay, product knowledge. This has to be the greatest weakness. Follow-up. Remember, follow-up is important. The greatest weakness for salespeople. There are dozens of customer relationship tools that have been created on Club Reduce website to help solve this issue. That's a website that we have for our doctors that I help coach. Same thing that's on the proactive website. You've got your opportunities, and I've taken them to first call, second call, third call, and then contact, no appointment. Follow up. In fact, the secret sauce is between 4 to 6 tries. 4 to 6 tries. It may take 10 tries. Try them again. If you move them to abandon, then you're going to go back a month or two later. Guess what? They still have the same problem. They still have the same problem that they came in for, right? Life just happened. So if you can't get someone to do the after hours, you know what? Find somebody. So I actually have a virtual, if you want to call it, a person down in Colombia. I have a lady in Colombia that's amazing. She's worked at call centers before. She's doing my calls. So I have her doing having her do weight loss and my neuropathy, and she's booking like crazy because she can call after hours. She can actually call till like 10 o'clock at night because she's like an hour ahead of us down there where I am in Utah. But it's been amazing. And she follows up during the day. She just asked me Monday. She said, "Hey, is it okay? Because I have time. Can I call people on Sunday? Because people are home on Sunday." I'm like, just try it. Remember, test it. Let's find out. Call people on Sunday. Get them on Sunday. Let's do it. So if you want more information about that and maybe how you can maybe do something, get somebody virtual, somebody from somewhere down there, down below, let me know. Contact me. I can help you with that. Okay. Follow up. Closing the program can be trouble spot for the person selling. This is the case, closing the deal. This is the case because closing is not selling. Selling is identifying needs, selecting the right solution, following good review, So like I said, the symptom assessment will let me know the health of a patient. I developed this about 15 years ago. And then demonstrating how products and services can solve your problem. So here's the things that are going to solve your problem. You're going to come in once a week, twice a week, and you're going to take these nutrients. You're going to do this and this. So you want to do something that's probably different than what they've had before, but they have to see. And I always say, does this make sense to you? Because if you go through and say, do you understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense to you if you do this and this? Can you see if you do this and this, you're getting, because if they're going through and they say yes, 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 yes to your questions, and then you go, all right, are you ready to start? And then they say no. So they said yes to 10 things, and they're going to say no to the last thing. See what I'm saying? So that's why you bring them through this formula until they actually get it. Closing is an art form, and selling is getting the patient to see how you can help them reach their goals. Okay. Review testimonials. Here's a mother and daughter before and after. And it's a fact that certainly the 100% of the people who are making their dreams a reality and how their life changed on the program. So you want to get them to give you great testimonials. So again, closing the deal with an exchange. You need to work on the exchange. The patient spends their money for results that they have not seen yet. They have not seen. Okay. They haven't seen that. So you need to kind of take them there, what they see, what they used to look like and how they felt, whether it was energy or whatever. It's also critical exchange point when if they're transferring money for goods, they're looking. So if you have an office that looks like this, you know what, this looks like a place that I can spend my money here. This feels good. This is why you quit selling and you want to get the buyer to take action. I also believe you should exchange something, but give them a value tour. Give them a tour of your office. Have the front desk or one of the staff give them a tour. Here's where the doctor does his treatment in this room. Here's where the doctor does therapy in this room. Here's where we do the nutritional counseling. Here's where we take your. So they see the whole office. Wow, they've got a full setup here. This looks really good. Like if you go to a gym, they give you a tour of the whole place before you sign up. You're like, wow, they have more equipment here than I thought they did. You know what? I'm going to sign up. Okay. And here's another thing, exchange. These are all my patients, testimonials. So you want to have them, what if it's a guy, show them a guy testimonial. If it's a lady, show them a lady testimonial. That way you'll see that these people came in and they got what they wanted. This is where you'll see the experience in exchanging something to help them with their goals, feeling better. I will reach my goal weight this year. I want to see what happens if I don't give up. These things they can see if they spend their money, what they're going to get. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to you to see how by changing you will change others and change your lives. Decide who will be that person in your office if it's not you. When you live life like you should and feel amazing, it will show, and it'll just show in your talk. So we are in a profession that can affect the world, affect families. Okay, we are in this profession. So it's never late to get back to basics in your practice. So if you want any help with this, let me know. Remember, in red here, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. It's how you think. There's my website, thesingletonsystem.com, how I've trained over 2,500 clinics, and from weight loss, diabetes, neuropathy, pain management, cash programs, and then solutions4.com. That's the nutrition line I use. It's a doctor's only line. And then there's my cell phone number, my email,